Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Andre Berta is cooking, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like right now, Skelly signed a new deal. Mosquera, Christian Mosquera from Valencia is currently linked to Arsenal. And of course, we are also now linked to an alternative for Rodrygo. That is none other than Eze from Crystal Palace. The man who scored in the final, who scored in the semi-final, who scored in the quarterfinal. Emerick Eze, basically, Eberechi Eze, basically took Crystal Palace to winning that FA Cup by himself. We also have major news. But before we go any further, let's get started with this talking point right here. Arsenal have not spent a single penny yet this transfer window. We are not falling behind. We are just saving our breath for the end of the transfer window. We're going to go ham in the second half of the transfer window. People, calm down. I know it seems like Liverpool and City are already jumping ahead of us. That's just because they've made signings and we haven't. But you want to know something? Arsenal are cooking, ladies and gentlemen. And let me show you what I mean when I say Arsenal are cooking. Because we are close to doing a bunch of stuff. And I'm just going to get started with the here you goes. Because there are some Arsenal here we go. And you know what they are? First things first, we have the here we go for ZUBIMENDI. That was done a long time ago. So ZUBIMENDI was done back in May. So you got ZUBIMENDI there, May 10th. Here we go for ZUBIMENDI on May 10th, right? Now, who else do we have a here we go for? Well, we know that we've done one for KEPA Arrizabalaga. That was done back on the 25th of June. So that happened yesterday. Yesterday, we got to hear you go for KEPA Arrizabalaga. So that's now 2 signings through the line. Now, the third signing we got done yesterday, about 23 hours ago. So that is none other than the man himself, Christian Norgaard. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have another story on our hands. That story is none other than this man right here, Christian Mosquera. Now, who is this Christian Mosquera guy, you might ask? We'll talk about it in a second. But before we go any further, let's go straight on to this topic right here. Christian Mosquera. Arsenal are looking at the young 20-year-old, 6'3" man mountain of a center back as a potential squad option to improve and bolster our team. Arsenal are actively in talks to sign Mosquera as a new center back, with initial negotiations already ongoing. He's among the top targets for center back position. Talks ongoing with Valencia and the player side. Deal on Hand of Arsenal was the person who reported it. And I just want to say, Hand of Arsenal is no more just an ITK. This man is legit. He is a tier 1 of tier 1. This is a journalist at journalism at best. And he reported just a couple minutes ago that the rumors are that this right here, Christian Mosquera to Arsenal is moving at a rapid rate. And Arsenal want to wrap the deal up quick. Personal terms, not an issue at all. Andre Berta is pivotal to this deal. So people who are saying, is this an Arteta signing? Is this a Berta signing? This looks like it's clearly a Berta signing. Next, you have here Arsenal are now aiming to close the deal for Mosquera for a fee of under 19 million. Personal terms are not yet seen as an issue and still working to be done, but are very advanced. Berta is aiming to get the player. In for preseason if possible. Okay. Now, with that being said, who is this? Who is Christian Mosquera, you might ask? Who are we talking about? Well, I'll tell you guys. Christian Mosquera is a 20-year-old Spanish international, one of the top ranked center backs in the world and he is currently playing for Valencia, and he's on a cheap deal. This man is 6'3". This man is a very, very good profile of a player. And if I can just show you some more of these stats that I was looking at, because I was looking at some of his stats earlier on my Twitter before we got to Eze. You can see here that he's among some of the best young center backs in his age group already. We got a scouting report here talking about him, saying he's tall, leggy, mobile, quite deceptive, combative defender who looks to squeeze and engage until imposing physical presence, alert and handsy, man man marks on corners, solid in the build-up play, taking movement pretty quickly, accelerates, pushes past, uh, fairly fluid. Not his best trait, but can hold his own. Steps in a lot with the ball, and also locks his hips uh, too much soon, which forces into dead end traps. Yeah, so he does get trapped sometimes. Really likes to squeeze and set in defenses, and long legs is a bonus in stretching to try to get to tackles, able to manipulate and glide past bodies, particularly when defending in isolated areas. I honestly I didn't read that perfectly, but you guys can pause it and read it better if you guys want to also. And I just want to quickly show you this right here. He was previously linked to Real Madrid as a potential free transfer. Real Madrid want him as somebody they can bring in the future. And also there is this gentleman right here. This gentleman right here is a scout, and he was looking at players that they could sign for his club, and he pointed out Mosquera as a 20-year-old center back colossus, currently playing in Valencia as my second choice pick for right RCM. He's 6'3", quite agile, man mountain, excels on 1v1 duels. Christian would be able to be a quality addition to our squad. He reminds him a bit of Rodrygo, and he's very aggressive in front and attacks. We'll see what happens, honestly, if this does happen. I would love it to happen. It does look like it might happen as it's escalating quite quickly. And sooner than later, we might have a here you go. So I'm quite excited about the possibility of signing this gentleman. Let's see what happens. But right now, it does look like it is in the early stages, and things have not gone to the level where it's done, but it's really, really advanced. So the talks are still ongoing. 11 minutes ago, we got the update that it's really advanced. Andre Berta is aiming to get this done before preseason. We might have it done before the end of today. Forget about preseason. It might be done by the end of today. Now, just to give you guys a quick update, Gerald Hato's agent has been back and forth from London, so that could mean we could still be in for Gerald Hato. Now, don't get me wrong. How is that possible, you might ask? Well, we could still sell Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Tavares. Tierney's already gone. That's 4 defenders going out. We could go and get Mosquera and Hato, both. We're going to have to wait and see if that's the case or if that's not the case, but let's wait and see what happens there. In the meanwhile, let's talk about some of the Eze stuff. We've already spoken about that. By the way, Arsenal are the most interested in Rodrygo. Arsenal are still very interested in Rodrygo, so if that doesn't change, we'll see. But at this moment in time, if we don't get Rodrygo, reports are that sources are told that Eze has given his approval and wants to join Arsenal, said Team News Ticks. Of course he wants to join Arsenal. This is his boyhood dream to join Arsenal. And if you guys don't know, there's a video floating about him saying it is his boyhood dream to join Arsenal. KEPA Arrizabalaga has had passed his medical for 5 million to join Arsenal. And reports are that Eze, yes, Eze, this made me smile. Eze is being considered by Spurs, but he also has a £68 million release clause. He is being viewed as a potential alternative to Rodrygo, who remains interested, while Real Madrid are discussing his future with Xabi Alonso, whether he stays or goes. Real Madrid are prepared to sell for around 90 million. So Eze could be sold for, Rodrygo could be sold for around 90 million. Eze is going for around 68 million release clause. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If we end up with Rodrygo, I'll be loving it. But if we end up with Eze, I would be very happy also. I think Rodrygo is clearly the better player, but Eze is also a massive upgrade on what we currently have. And if we bring in Rodrygo, you can sell Martinelli. If we bring in Eze, we should keep Martinelli and still add thing. This is what Alex Crook said. Arsenal have added Eze to their left wing shortlist as a potential cheaper option than Rodrygo. Amazing, amazing news. Amazing news. Long story short, it's a busy day for transfer news. Wonderful news, left, right, and center. The main story is Christian Mosquera. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Also, when it comes to none other than the man himself, Eze, what do you guys think in the comment section? Let me know. Although the deal is not advanced, it would be quite simple for Arsenal to get that deal done. We just probably are going to wait to see what happens with Rodrygo. Wow. I'm starting to get tired. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Next on the list, we got an update on what's going on with the man Myles Lewis-Skelly. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Myles Lewis-Skelly has signed his new contract at Arsenal. The youngster, the 18-year-old, has made a breakthrough and will be under contract for Arsenal for the next couple of years. Myles Lewis-Skelly making a big move, getting his new deal, having his best season, and making himself one of the highest paid players in his age group. So shout out to Myles Lewis-Skelly getting his first massive contract. And I don't know exactly how much he's getting paid per week, but once I do, I'll update you guys. For now, shout out to Myles Lewis-Skelly. Big up to him for getting his new deal. And yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Gave you guys an update on everything you needed to know. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love. You already know what it is. Peace. I'm out, people.